Hello, hello. So here we are. Beautiful sunny day. It wasn't sunny as this when we did our highway range test, but I've got a few queries. Manufacturer states 510 kilometers of range with a consumption of 146 watt hours per kilometer, 0 liters per 100 kilometer fuel consumption. But perhaps that should actually be infinity rather than 0. Nonetheless, so 510 kilometers here. If we hop in 100% at the minute, and we've got 435 there. So what we know, definitely not 510. Definitely not 435. I do wonder, maybe I'll have to find out what speeds you'd have to do to actually accomplish 500 k's of range. I'm thinking it has to be around 80 kilometers an hour, but we did a few nights ago, I did middle of the night kind of range test, and it was at 110 kilometers an hour for the most part, just rural roads, highways, and almost hit a kangaroo, almost hit a fox, and maybe skimmed an echidna. But anyways, stay tuned, and we will put together some of the footage and see what we actually got. Now, it was high wind, so it's a high wind test. It was not the best efficiency I've seen, not anywhere close. The worst efficiency I've seen on the highway, so this is kind of like a worst case scenario. I mean, you're gonna have to drive and win, so it was rather unscientific for that reason. But otherwise, we'll do it again on a warmer day with less wind, and we'll see what we come up with. Test Outback range test. We got the Model Y rear-wheel drive, short range, El Cheapo variety, and I did an efficiency test. We're looking based on that efficiency to have 350 k's. We're gonna come from Renmark here, make it all the way towards Adelaide, to Truro, maybe about there, up the infamous Accommodation Hill. Have a little turnaround there and a lookout. The only problem is along the way we've got some heavy winds tonight. We got 30k winds coming from southwest, so we'll be up against those a little bit on the way there, which is good. Leaves me a little buffer on the way home. So we'll go until we get around 50%. Then we'll turn back. Looking like, all right, let's swing this around here. So, looking like if we've got Truro, let's navigate there. I hope I got a good view here. Saying I got 48% and minus 1% on arrival. Stay tuned, and hopefully we've got the wind on our side, but otherwise we're doing this just as you'd expect anyone to do their trip. It's plugged in, just AC charging, 100%. Set the preconditioning feature for departure, and we'll be listening to music, AC 20 degrees, all the usual comforts, phone on the charger, everything you'd expect that you'd be doing on a road trip. We'll try and make it as realistic and yet as replicable as possible. Just passing over the causeway outside of Bomra now. As a little background to this trip, the Riverland is in a flood. It's currently the highest the water level has been in over 50 years, and looking like it'll be the second highest ever on record, possibly higher than 1931, and maybe, well, definitely not 56, otherwise we're all doomed. It's higher than 56, but here we're just going over the bridge here, but that causeway back there, allegedly back in, I don't know what it was, 70, was it 75? They said they might have to blow the whole causeway to let the water through to keep the riverland from flooding. Well, hopefully we won't resort to any blasting, just a few levees, but let's see how it all goes. Certainly the water level's high. It's beautiful. Just before, if I could show you while we were on the causeway there, I could pan to each side if there was daylight and show you all the beautiful swamplands, the flood plains, if you will. Yeah, it's just gorgeous up here, and revitalizing a lot of areas that are otherwise pretty parched. But anyways, that's the story. But hey, you can still come visit. There's no critical breaches of any levees. There's no real cause for concern there. Anyways, you're still welcome to visit the Riverland, of course. And if you do, maybe throw me a comment or something like that, which I should theoretically check. All right, just past Wakery. It's 75%. We're at 110. We've got an efficiency there that's not doing very well, 180 watt hours per kilometer. We've done about 83 kilometers there in the first 25%. So 83 clicks will mean 330. Which, and remember, it's a cold night and it's windy as could be. Means it's saying for Truro, we've got estimated 1% on the way back. So we shall see.
I'm by your side. I never left you all through the night. We made it together. Your hand in mine. Up to the stars now. Troubles behind. Tomorrow is ours now.
All right, we're getting close to our turnaround here. This is a accommodation hill coming into the Adelaide Hills. We're down to 52%. Sadly, we've only done 150 Ks, 152 there. Sorry about the bumpy road. 185 watt hours per kilometer thus far. Come on, here we go. Look at the efficiency, and here we are going up the hill now. But if we look at, this is about to skyrocket, of course. We're at average 190 watt hours per kilometer there over the last 50 Ks. It's wonder if it's been the wind that I've just been going into the wind. But anyways, we'll get to the top of the hill here. We're down at 51%, so we'll hit 50% there at the top of the hill. And unless we have to follow this truck in, jeez, he's going slow. Gonna have to disengage this. Oh yes, I'm changing lanes, thanks. And we'll slow it down at the top of this hill and see how we go. Turn around. Now, of course, just a little lesson. You know, this just changed from 50 to 49%. It says we had 215, but now 214 kilometers on a 50% charge. On the way home, interestingly, now it's reported 147 kilometers and arriving back with 8%. So certainly that is not the number to use, and this is the number to use. And of course we can see which is more accurate, but given that that's a huge gradient off, we're gonna follow that one, the navigation computation. All right, on the homeward stretch here, just coming down 16%. Now we've got an estimated arrival of 7% or 8%, so we're gonna have to kill some extra kilometers here. I'm gonna do a little deviation, go kind of 15 Ks. I'm trying to add the extra kilometers as 110 Ks rather than going through little towns and that. So why don't we turn off towards Morgan and do 15 Ks out of the way, and then 15 Ks back and hook back onto our route, and go from there. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Otherwise, the efficiency improved significantly. If we kind of had a look at that, it's down at 157 watt hours per kilometer, and that's brought the overall average down significantly. So why don't we see how we go? Hook back up to it. We're using 300 Ks as the turnaround. We done 297. We got 11% left. I'm just going in the opposite direction that I need to be going on this highway, which is actually to World's End. So if you're looking for the end of the world, we found it. It's flat right here, halfway to Morgan. Don't ask me how to get the other half if this is the half that's not off the end of the world. I'm supposed to turn on, but I'm actually turning around, so I'm gonna just wing it around and back to Renmark, see how we go. 10% left on the dial and 300 kilometers done. Alright, so the moment we've been waiting for. Charging needed to reach your destination. Arriving with 0%. Saying 21 kilometers left on our trip home. And what do we got on our stats? 17 kilometers predicted. So I think we're in good shape here to be zero heroes. And yeah, we'll see. We got a little bit of a downhill there coming in Renmark, so she'll be right. What do we got here? This is saying we got 21 kilometers. Oh, that's not too great then, is it? That's the generous one. So, look, zero. It's saying zero, not negative. So, happy days. All right, coming into Barrie here. This is the new Barrie roundabout. Saying I got 3% left. I've still got a little ways to go. 3% left. What do we got here? 12 kilometers on that clock and 13 kilometers to go. So I think we're in good stead. I think we'll make it. I'm just impressed, you know, I can get Barrie to Renmark on 3%. Sounds good to me. Checking in here just a minute later, down to 1%. Still full power, no problem there. Cruising along at 110. What do we got here on number of kilometers? It's saying 5 Ks, and I got 8.4 to home. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. She'll be right. Okay, rolling into Renmark Island now. 0%. Oh, now 1% after that little hill. Just tick back up to 1. 2 kilometers left. We just slowed down to 90 Ks an hour coming into town here, so that's why it ticked back up from 0 to 1%. So clearly we've got heaps left. No limitation in power. You can see there's no dotted line up there, so I still have full power. 331 kilometers we've done. 57 kilowatt hours, which is the presumed state of the pack now, hitting 0% there. Look, we've done well given the heavy winds today. 173 watt hours per kilometer is certainly suboptimal. I mean, goodness, I'm more in my experience from the few trips we've done, I should expect in the 160s, around 160 probably average. So look, 0%. It says 1 kilometer left. We've got 3 kilometers to go, but it's all low speed like this. And look, you got full power. We know these batteries have a bit of reserve, or a lot of reserve. So I think I'll just cruise in here at 90 Ks an hour. We'll see what happens when that says 0 kilometers. And yeah, almost there. Okay, here we are. Windshield wipers on for no apparent reason. Turn those off. 0 kilometers. 0%. Still full power. Heaps of power. Heaps of power. Alright, so just the summary. 1 a.m. here. Could just about call it a winter range test, being 14 degrees outside. We did 336 Ks, used up 58 kilowatt hours. The overall mileage that we get, the efficiency we normally get for the lifetime of this vehicle is 160 watt hours per kilometer. So you can tell we can easily do better there. And on the way back, the last stretch, it was certainly doing better. We can look at that here. We're averaging 160 there, and then a little better than that over the last 25 Ks at 140 kilowatt hours. And then, of course, the last 10 Ks, which included a bit of a downhill, and coming in here at 90 Ks an hour is 100 watt hours per kilometer. Yeah, I think that probably does it. So there we go, folks. We've got 336 kilometer range and 0 Ks left. I think that probably summarizes it. I mean, of course, you could push it further until it's dead, and that might have another extra 30 kilometers, as we know from Bjorn Nyland's test, but not really wanting to kill my battery, so we'll stick with this. Either way, you're only going to be driving it to 0 kilometers. You're not going to be driving it, 30 kilometers past 0 in any sort of regular scenario. So this gives us plenty of an idea that, at with high winds, driving at night, the aircon on, doing everything normally, charging up my phone, 336 kilometers. Until next time, hopefully we'll do a warm weather test and see if we can get a day that's not so windy, but it's not always easy with all the kids in the family that I got to look after. So otherwise, catch you later.